Evolution of the Warjacks. Though the Protectorate of Menoth considered itself mostly independent from Cygnar, after the First Cygnaran Civil War, the treaties ended that war contained troublesome restrictions. The most significant of these was the prohibition against the formation of a standing army and the manufacture of warjacks. Some of these concessions had been made before the Protectorate found its strength, and soon the ruling priests discovered ways to avoid or subvert them. Such mandates came from mortal agencies. While the priesthood knew they must obey the higher authority, the temple must arm and protect itself against the unbelievers. Even then, the embers would one day bestoke the fires of the Great Crusade had begun to kindle. While fielding a warjack for defenses was technically illegal, the sole Menites were allowed access to laborjacks deemed a fundamental necessity for the industrialization of the Protectorate. These opened the ways to create weapons of war that did not initially betray their function. For a time before the Protectorate developed its manufacturing capabilities, many of the earliest jacks were bought or donated from elsewhere, originating either the Cygnar or Kodor. In many cases, these machines were assembled in the Protectorate from finished parts built in other kingdoms. These parts included cortexes smuggled into the Protectorate, an especially valued resource that the sole Menite would not be able to manufacture on their own for decades. As the Protectorate became more industrialized, it began to produce greater numbers of laborjacks. These machines were engineered with a dual purpose, able to perform work but also to fight. These jacks were outfitted with substantial layers of armor, their plates adorned with religious markings but built to deflect blows. The Protectorate were able to fool cursory inspections and pass these machines as simple laborjacks. Cygnaran officials who could not be fooled were bribed with gemstones unearthed among the desert sands. Menites worked numerous hidden forges night and day to create weapons for the mighty iron automatons to wield in battle when the time was right. Aspects of these early designs, born out of necessity and secrecy, are still present in the Protectorate's modern warjacks. Early Protectorate warjacks were tested not against Cygnaran defenses, but against the Idrian tribes native to the wastes of the Bloodstone Marches. These battles were fought both to subjugate those who had not yet converted to the worship of the Creator, and to field test new weapons away from the prying eyes of Cygnar. The jacks wielded crude iron maces and flails capable of inflicting horrendous damage despite their rudimentary nature. But over time, these weapons were improved to utilize other technologies and resources at the Protectorate's disposal. A number of innovations came with the discovery and refinement of a volatile oil into Menoth's Fury, highly flammable, and the oil proved to be abundant below the arid deserts and was viewed as a gift of the Creator. It was tapped and refined into great quantity, and soon became one of the Protectorate's foremost weapons. Flamethrowers armed with these crudest Menoth's Fury were affixed to warjacks, though initial designs were nothing more than pipes and ignition systems attached to simple pumps. Later versions utilized fanning sprays, nozzles, which refined systems to propel blazing fluids further, and external lighters gave way to venting superheated heart fire directly into the fuel, and making their fire even more dangerous. And as Protectorate, they love fire, as we're all aware. Other weapons such as the Inferno Mace, wielded by the Crusaders' heavy warjacks, were likewise developed to utilize Menoth's Fury. The development and implementation of these new weapons became more prevalent, leading up to a Caspia Soul War. With the shackles of the Cygnaran mandates thrown off after the declaration of the Great Crusade, the Protectorates now developed such advances openly, paying no heed to the treaties that once bound them.